Positive communication is about enabling people to connect and interact as easily as possible. We can all do it. The Effective Communication Real Inclusion Kit explains strategies for inclusion we can all use. It has resources and contacts that are useful for community groups, clubs, and organisations to include people who are deaf and hard of hearing. Most importantly, this DVD will tell the stories of 3 people who are deaf. Their stories will give us some understanding about being included, the power of positive communication, and the benefits of including all people in our community.
Well, people who attend the Auslan group come to learn Auslan. So hearing people come along and they learn a bit of Auslan, and we give them information if they'd like to know more. Otherwise, deaf people come along to have a chat because it's quite lonely at home. There's nothing to do, so we all get together and have a talk and chat about various things. Yep, we do it every Wednesday from 11 until 12. It's really enjoyable. We have a cup of tea and a biscuit. It's nice. My name's Lisa, and I live here in Sale. As you can see, it's a beautiful place with boats and fishing and other activities. I work in the library as an assistant librarian for the Sale Community Library. So I restack books, help people, do some computer work, maintain the books, and do sing-song sign with the kids. I'm involved with sports. I play hockey, and I have an interpreter for that, but they are not qualified. I'd like to be involved with more sports like squash or a summer sport, but the squash club aren't really interested because I'm deaf and they think I can't play, but I can play it, just like anybody else. I would like to be involved in a club helping with new activities and other things like that, perhaps coaching their children. Yeah. I feel that the hockey club would like me to help, but they don't really understand me and how to communicate with me. So how do I know what to do if I don't understand? It's not really comfortable. Yeah, there are barriers. Sometimes when the interpreter needs to leave, as they have another appointment, I'm stuck, and I just have to pretend I understand everything they're saying, and I have to smile like there's nothing wrong. But on the inside, I just want to run away, but I just can't. I'm only involved in a sports club. I like being involved with the deaf community too, but I need and like more people to sign with me. So perhaps Auslan could be taught at schools, just some basic signs for the kids. Well, we need more sporting clubs to be inclusive, community clubs or photography, even the movies with captions. I'd like to have more of that. Because what happens in Sale, they cancel the captions during school holidays, and I'm not happy about that. They've forgotten about the deaf children who live in Sale. There's not just hearing people who live here, and it's really not fair. I would like schools to have Auslan as a subject. I would like qualified interpreters from Melbourne to move to Sale. We absolutely need more interpreters. Yeah, sometimes I get frustrated and I think it would be good to be more involved in the community, but it's difficult with communication barriers. I've been working here for almost 10 years now, and I'm just a 7-minute drive away from my place. It's really beautiful here. And what I mostly do here is I work as a groundsman, mowing the grass. I work on Mondays and Fridays, 2 days a week. And all the staff are really good to me here. We all get along really well.
My name is Peter Bush and I live in Lindenau.
Peter, do you work?
Sure, I help with the football club here in Lindenau. Part of my job is to massage and wrapping ankles, bandaging, things like that for knees, that sort of support for individual players. And I also help if somebody's injured on the ground while playing football. I also run out for that as well, check out what's happening and can apply first aid as well. I'm here on a Tuesday and Thursday night for training, also observe and watch what's happening on the ground with players. So if anything happens, we discuss what's going on the field as well with the players. Yep, have a look at what they're doing. Okay, so everyone knows that I'm a deaf person. So if they need to speak to me, they need to come, if they're injured, yep, and they need a rub, they'll usually use those expressions as well, and there is some signing that they will use that will give me an idea, and that we've learnt that over time, and I usually pick up that. Sometimes, yes, sometimes there are barriers, or a barrier might exist. For example, if my nephew's not here who's a fluent signer, sometimes that might cause an issue to the person that perhaps doesn't know me. For example, in a meeting, I would miss the information, but then later on, I would have a chance to go and then get that information. So I feel as time goes on, it does improve, and there is always new people coming in that certainly we can do some teaching and things like that, and they pick up from the older players and the older members as well. And if there are issues that arise, I let them know that I'm a deaf person and I can be read, but I need you to come up to me and we need to look at each other.
Hey Bush, how you going, mate? How you going? Had a good day today?
Peter's role is the head trainer in the last probably 2 years, 2.5 years. He coordinates everything. He orders all the stock, picks up the stock, brings it out, and pretty much does training 2 nights a week and Saturdays. So he's got a very big role within the club, and he's been tremendous. Look, any football club, any club in general, they're 99% of them are voluntary. So if you've got someone who's prepared to do some work, if you want to perceive that as a disability, that they might be hard of hearing or deaf, well, I think it's a bit short-sighted, because Peter's proof of that he's prepared to do the hard work, and his contribution to our club's magnificent, and has been for 7 odd years. So the last 2 or 3 years as a head trainer is, he's here all the time. I think he's missed one Saturday in the 2 years I've been president, so which is pretty good. Some of the players miss more than that, so it's been, as I say, if you've got people who are prepared to do the work, don't knock them back.
Peter, are you involved in any other organisations?
Yes, I am. I am involved with the CFA. So I've been a volunteer with them since I was 17 up until now. So in the past, since I was 17, I've attended different fires, and I've been involved with that. Over the years, it has become less that I actually go out to fires. I've felt that I've needed to pull back as there's been, newer, younger members that have come into the club. If there's a big bushfire, for example, fighting on the front line is not what I do because I am deaf. So if I'm involved with the CFA at a fire, after the fire has gone through, then my job would be to come in, for example, and to mop up the scene, to clean out, put out embers, etc., make sure that there's no other fire hazards.
We're here in Maffra. It's a small town. And on the outskirts, I work on a farm. So what I do on the farm is I feed the calves and I milk the cows. Yeah.
Yes, my name's Claire Toomey and I'm the coordinator of the Maffra Community House, which is part of a wider neighbourhood house network. Initially, Chrissy came in to do a scrapbooking activity, and from there Chrissy started coming in regularly. I myself had some rusty signing skills and reached into my memory bank and started practicing, and then started to think of a way in which we could include Chrissy and to find out what her needs are regarding what sort of activities she'd like to access at our house.
I wanted to form an Auslan Sign Language group, so hearing people could learn sign language, that'd be good. And also scrapbooking. I love scrapbooking.
Well, Chrissy's a lovely person and very easy to talk to, and so that was great for me when I was practicing my signing. But also we were able to get Chrissy and some of her friends to come to our annual Pamper Day, which is our big event for the year, and we do this every year. Chrissy and a couple of other of her friends came to the Pamper Day, were involved and seemed to feel quite welcome and had a nice day with us, and that was lovely that they felt so comfortable. So it just got us thinking to how else we could include the deaf community in our house.
Oh, it was just wonderful. When I went into the centre with Julie, Keith and Mary, we just had a wander around, looking at everything that was on offer. There are a lot of different activities and stations in the various rooms. There was massage, craft making booths. Yeah, it was a magical environment and so many interesting things to look at. And I also had a nice cup of coffee and some cake. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Well, first of all, we've started up an Auslan signing group, which is a weekly group, and we've been doing that for the last term, and we're hoping that it will carry on into next term, which is term 4, and hopefully beyond. And it's been really worthwhile. We've had a variety of different people coming, and sometimes different people coming each week. So we know that the interest is there. So we're very keen to keep it going.
Yeah, at first, I was nervous, but it was good. I liked it. Everyone in class was quiet and calm. I think everyone enjoyed learning. They were quite focused and they paid attention. They learnt their ABCDs. It was great. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed it.
Well, obviously the most important thing is an interpreter to make sure that we're communicating clearly, and that's integral, because without an interpreter sometimes a lot of communication will get lost, and what communication is there would have been incredibly slow and disjointed. So the tutors helped support, and the interpreters helped support, and even at times we've actually learnt from the interpreter some bits and pieces of sign to help us communicate better with the deaf community and Chrissy particularly. So that sort of helped push our program along because we've had that support. But I really think that each neighbourhood house would do well to have an Auslan class and to get it out into the community, because if we can start people early, even just knowing a little bit, then it will really help integrate the deaf community into the wider community. So it's a matter of knowing the right organisation to help and to develop relationships and networks, so it can be a continued thing. Just get in and do it. Just keep talking, keep working on a way in which you can include people, because that's what our organisation does, but that's what we basically need to do. It's to support everybody, no matter what their abilities are.
There are many people who can give a lot to their community, but they are often left out. People may be left out for different reasons. For deaf and hard of hearing people, communication barriers are the main reason. This DVD showed us that we have the power to make positive connections and include all people in our community, our groups and clubs.